right, Chuck, we've got snow, we've got rain.
Yeah, you knew after that mild December we'd have to have winter sometime, and we've been pretty fortunate, but we have not one system, this one, but we're already looking at another one on Friday, so we have to take one storm at a time, though, and see what's going on out there right now. So our first alert weather day continues, Amber, until tomorrow night. We issue first alert weather days in advance of a big storm situation that would cause a nuisance for you, or maybe it'd be dangerous out there to you and your family. So we issue these as far in advance as we can. So we'll carry this first alert weather day into tomorrow night for the moderate to heavy snow. Eventually strong winds on the backside of this system about this time tomorrow. And the travel out there will be a little treacherous at times with the heavy wet snow overnight and in the morning. And then we get a break, and then more snow tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Here's a live look at our radar. A lot of this is still not hitting the ground around Metro Peoria, but this is, according to our radar, a very chilly rain. But there could be some rain snow mixed in with that as we continue to get into the nighttime hours, and that moisture falls into the column of air. That column of air will get colder and turn this all over to snow. We have a winter storm warning for areas along and west of the Illinois River, and it splits the river just about in half for Peoria County westward in that winter storm warning. But let's say Woodford, Tazewell, and McLean, and areas on the east side of the river, are in a winter weather advisory for a little bit less snow. Here's what we're looking at, okay? This is total accumulation, and some of this could melt, though, after the first wave tonight. We could get a little melting in the morning, then more snow tomorrow afternoon, but the cumulative total could see upwards of 6 inches around Metro Peoria and the Illinois River Valley, lesser amounts 4 around Bloomington, Normal, and Pontiac, and then 6 to 8 as you go Galesburg and Toulon from Knox, Stark into Bureau counties. So here's the breakdown. You need a scorecard for this. Most of the snow falls tonight anywhere from 2 to 5 inches along and west of the river, including Peoria. Then an inch or 1 to 3 inches east of the river. Snow continues west of the river tomorrow, but there's a rain-snow mix possible along and east of the river. Then it turns back to all snow for all of us with another inch or 2 of accumulation tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Now, the wind gust or the winds won't be a huge factor tomorrow. We'll be gusting near 15, but on the backside of the system tomorrow evening, look at that. We'll have snow on the ground blowing and drifting around with those wind gusts near 40 miles an hour. Let's go outside, see what's happening right now. It's still quiet. We're waiting for the moisture to come out of the clouds and hit the ground. Right now, it's just coming out of the clouds and evaporating. There's the Uptown Normal Cam. 37 the high in Peoria today, 30 the low, 34 and 18 where we belong this time of the year. And right now, 37 in Peoria, easterly winds at 11, 29 is the feels like index, and 34 in Bloomington Normal, easterlies at 13, feels like 25. Area temperatures pretty much in the mid to upper 30s, but once again, a column of air, the more precipitation we get to fall in that column will cool into snow. Here's a storm system right here coming at us out of Oklahoma, spreading all this mess northbound. And once again, we're seeing not a lot hitting the ground around Metro Peoria, but there is some chilly rain and maybe a rain-snow mix south of Route 136. Here's a look at our future radar. There's 10 o'clock tonight with the snow. Notice we get a little bit of a rain-snow mix along and east of the Illinois River to cut down some of the snowfall totals tomorrow. Then on the backside, there we go with the snow for the rest of this situation. Now here's the rest of the 10-day trend. We'll have some quiet weather Wednesday and Thursday. We have more snow coming our way Friday and bitterly cold next week.
All right, our first alert weather day continues here this evening, and we're looking at a possibility of some strong or severe thunderstorms. Worth noting, as we've talked about the last couple of days, this is kind of boom or bust. Not everyone sees severe weather today. In fact, some folks don't even see a thunderstorm at all. But the concern is those that do could see some fairly significant impacts, including large hail up to 2 inches in diameter, if not even locally bigger than that. Tornado threat is possible, especially north of Interstate 74. That will be the favorite areas for any thunderstorms here over the next few hours. And of course, with any severe thunderstorms, there's going to be a chance for some strong, damaging winds. National Weather Service here at the top of the hour issuing this tornado watch. Loosely, let's call it Route 19 and north, but it's Livingston, Marshall, Stark, Putnam, Bureau, and LaSalle counties. The watch itself runs through 10 Locally, our severe weather threat, though, should probably run through about 8 or the latest 9. This watch extends farther north, which is why it runs a little bit later. It's not just these counties here, it does to north of Interstate 80. But the concern, of course, is a few tornadoes as well as that large hail and damaging winds that we've talked about. Here's the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, the tornado threat specifically, and we see kind of an area focused in this yellow, which is a level 3 on their scale, as well as some of the hash marks, meaning this area here east of Interstate 39, and that extends east and northwestern Indiana. That hatch means it has the best chances of seeing EF2s or stronger, but generally speaking, the best tornado threat goes northeast towards Chicago and lower threat southwest, and that's generally true about hail and even all severe weather threats here this evening. A larger, more broader hail threat, and you see the hash marks there, meaning an opportunity for 2-inch hail. This is generally all areas north of Interstate 74, but the best chance for that large hail is about the I-39 corridor east, and then areas north of Interstate 80 up to the Chicago suburbs, even including southeastern Wisconsin. Right now, though, things are pretty quiet. There are some showers off to our northwest, but we should see some thunderstorm development here over the next few hours. These storms will push northeast, and here's one forecast model which shows a supercell moving through areas north of Interstate 74. You note the timing. This is going to be 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Our severe weather threat continues. After that, we'll calm down for a few hours, but then a cold front comes through. And watch these temperatures. Right now, they're in the 70s. Very warm weather. Another record-breaking day today. And then we're going to wake up in the 20s tomorrow morning with a chance for a few snow showers. Now we're talking about a 50 to 55 degree drop in maybe 12 to 18 hours from this afternoon into tomorrow morning. We're going to be very windy overnight tonight as well. Wind advisories through 6 o'clock in the morning. Some gusts could be as high as about 45 miles an hour. And then you factor in the cold and the wind, and we're breaking out those wind chill graphics again. Those feels like temperatures could be as low as the single digits tomorrow morning, only about 20 by tomorrow afternoon. Out ahead of everything, and things are quiet, but we're starting to see, if you look carefully here off in the distance, some of the clouds starting to bubble up. This could be the start of some of that thunderstorm formation that we've talked about. So we keep a close eye on radar here throughout the evening hours. You can download our 25 News First Alert Weather app for the latest. Then tonight, after our severe threat ends, we're talking some wintry weather, a little bit of mix or some snow showers. It would turn much colder. We're very windy overnight tonight. And our next 4 at 4 actually, thankfully, is a lot calmer. Still very cold tomorrow with some sun, but then 50s by the end of the week and close to 70 to start the weekend on Saturday.
First alert weather days are now in effect as we're dealing with some moderate to heavy snowfall, mainly to the east of the Illinois River now. In fact, some of us are seeing a little bit of a lull from either the rain or the snow. Nonetheless, some difficult travel conditions across central Illinois here this morning, including for us across the Peoria Metro. We have our First Alert weather tracker out on the roadways here this morning, being driven by our chief photojournalist, Dave Jansen. Good morning, DJ. I know you're out near Sunnyland here this morning along Route 8. Looks like you got a salt truck in front of you there, too. And I got to say, this is probably the best the roads have looked here since you hit the roads this morning.
Yes, you are exactly right, Balance. This is by far the best, and my hero is in front of me, as you can see. So he's clearing the path, so I have a smoother drive. And I'm going to go back to my kid days. I'm probably going to age myself, but the slip and slide that used to be famous way back when, well, that's kind of the theme today. You are slipping and sliding all over the place if you're not paying attention. So, again, it's one of those days you got to drive defensively. You got to be careful. And if you don't have to go out, don't, because there's ice underneath all this snow. And a lot of the roadways are going to be covered. You just have to take your time and be careful.
We appreciate that. Stay safe out there, and we'll continue to have that team coverage here throughout your Friday morning. In terms of those road conditions, a lot of us are dealing with totally or at least mostly covered roadways here across central Illinois. Just mainly along into the south of Route 136. That's faring a little bit better. Note all these areas in pink per IDOT are those roadways where there's a lot of snow on the ground. And yes, we are starting to see a little bit of a lull from any sort of wintry precipitation, especially to the west of the Illinois River. It'll still take some time to play catch up, even as temperatures start trending above freezing and we see a break. Off to our north, some moderate to heavy snowfall still does continue, especially near Livingston County. I just saw a report of snow, upwards of 2.5 to 2 3/4 of an inch near Farmington here this morning. Elsewhere in Alta, about 2 inches of snow so far as of this morning. So some of those snow reports starting to come on in. Off to the south, though, you'll notice, say, Bloomington Normal, It's more so rain or a rain-snow mix in terms of who is starting to see a little bit of clearing. Eureka and, say, Washington now, maybe just 1 or 2 additional flurries flying. Otherwise, the majority of that heavy snow continues to push east. The system has developed a bit of a dry slot here this morning. You see that right over western Illinois. That will help bring a bit of a break from any sort of heavy precipitation. We may still see a few flurries or a few pockets of some light rainfall. However, that'll cut off our precipitation here, I'd say, through the remainder of our morning commute to the mid-morning. And you can see that there on future radar before we start to see some additional rain showers work their way on in by the late morning. This system does feature a lot of similarities to the one we saw on Tuesday, where we'll see some snow melt throughout the day. Take a look here. Temperatures mid to upper 30s. Some of us might actually climb into the 40s here this afternoon for a brief period of time. So that'll help melt off some of the snow that we've seen. And once we do mix in some additional rain showers here this afternoon, we'll see some additional snow melt before we transition right back to snow later on this evening into our Friday night. With this second round of snow, it'll be more of a light, fluffy snow that'll blow and drift quite easily, actually, as some strong winds do arrive. This morning, though, it's been a heavy, wet snow, so we'll see a little bit of a variation there with our snowfall types by this afternoon. In terms of the winds, it'll be relatively quiet here through the midday. Then, as that area of low pressure passes, some very strong winds do arrive, gusting upwards of 45 to even 50 miles per hour. If you do have some evening driving to do, be very cautious, as blowing and drifting snow is expected, and visibilities will likely be near zero, if not at about a quarter of a mile or less. So some difficult road conditions this evening as well. Snowfall totals will continue to trend highest off to the north towards I-80. Tapering off the further south you go. Really haven't made any adjustments to this. We'll still look to pick up some additional accumulations here for that second round of snow later on this evening into Saturday morning. So just bear that in mind when it comes to accumulations. It might look a little bit different again due to some of that snow melt. Nonetheless, snowfall totals already racking up here this morning.
25 News starts now with First Alert Weather.
And welcome back. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Kimberly Gomez. We have issued a First Alert weather day for Tuesday afternoon and into your evening hours. That is because we do have a chance of seeing scattered to strong to severe storms possible. Now, some of these impacts are damaging winds, large hail, and a few tornadoes cannot be ruled out. Now, here's a quick look into our weather setup and what to expect. We do currently have this low pressure system out west that is associated with this cold front that you see right there. This is going to be moving eastward into our region, driving those storm chances on Tuesday afternoon. Now, because of it, we have issued a 2 out of 5 chance for severe weather, meaning that parts of our region could be seeing scattered thunderstorm conditions. Now, notice, though, areas like Galesburg, Canton, and Havana are under an enhanced risk, meaning that they could see numerous thunderstorm conditions for their area. Now, because of this, again, just a quick reminder that a few tornadoes cannot be ruled out. We are also expected to see large hail and damaging winds of 60 miles per hour. Now, flooding will be minimal with these storms. Now, here's a quick look into what to expect, breakdown hour by hour for your future cast. Notice it's been warm outside, sunny conditions, fairly dry. This will continue to stay clear for today as we head throughout our day. For our afternoon hours, again, clear skies. We will be hitting 80 degrees for our forecasted high for today. And then for our evening hours, we see those clouds rolling back into our area. We clear up a little bit, and then there they are again, temperatures in the 50s as we wake up on Tuesday morning. Those lingering showers will continue throughout your day, and then the chance for severe storms are expected for your afternoon hours. This is about 4 to 5 where we could start to see those thunderstorm conditions move into our area. This will continue as it shifts out east into your evening hours, and then again some lingering showers on Wednesday morning. In the meantime, though, again, we are expected to have a forecasted high of 80 degrees. That is still above that average of 64, not quite though for that record of 87 back in 2002. Now, we did set a new record high yesterday of 86 degrees. It's not going to be the case today, though, but it's still going to be pretty warm. So make sure you're outside, you're enjoying the day. It's beautiful outside, especially as these storms are pushing into our region. That precipitation will be in our area pretty soon. Our afternoon and evening hours, sunny conditions will continue. Temperatures in the 70s. We're hitting 80s, we're hitting low 70s, and then partly cloudy skies by this evening. Temperatures across the region, 60 degrees in Princeton, 65 in Pekin, 64 in Galesburg. So notice we are averaging up in the 60s as we're headed out the door if you're just going out to work. For our current conditions, 65 degrees, north-northeast winds at 10 miles per hour. In the Twin Cities, though, 61 degrees, northeast winds at 14 miles per hour. And here's your 10-day forecast and what to expect for the rest of your week. Sunny conditions for today. Scattered thunderstorms on Tuesday afternoon. Notice that we will continue to have those lingering AM and PM showers on Wednesday. As that cold front moves into our region, though, temperatures will begin to drop. 67 is expected as our high on Wednesday. And we're walking down the stairs with these temperatures because partly cloudy skies return on Friday with temperatures in the 50s and a lot cooler weekend ahead Saturday and Sunday.